Okie dokie, and we're here.
Oh.
So, hi everyone.
Ooh, we live.
Hi guys.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for taking some time out from your busy schedule. I know you guys got a lot going on, and we really appreciate it. Welcome, everybody.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Thank you
It
for
doesn't
asking.
sound like it's echoing, so I think we good.
We good? We
We
Gucci?
good. Hi
Chat, tell
everyone,
if it's
welcome on
echoing.
in.
Yeah, guys. So last time we have all of our sound alerts turned off, so we'll be personally answering in the
talking in chat.
Because last time it was just way too hectic with everything popping off and trying to talk. But for one couch coin, you can highlight your message and you can ask us anything, and it will come up on screen.
No, it won't come up on screen. I didn't figure that out.
I lied. I make things up, so don't take my word for
Sometimes
it.
you have to.
Okay, so I guess we could start out doing like little introductions, I guess. So I'm Lauren. People call me Lolo. Matt is Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Naldo.
We're not your parents.
Yes, these are our lovely guests.
Yeah.
So they're our second guest. This is a new show that we started. The main reason we started doing it is because we get a lot of people. I don't know about you guys. They always ask us, it's like, oh, I wish I can get my SO to stream or play video games with me. So we just want to hear everybody else's story and see how they started streaming and playing games together. So I guess that's how we'd like to start. And just, how'd you guys meet?
How did we meet? Oh, man.
Oh, well, we met back in 2006.
Yeah.
Naldo was in a band, and I was best friends with the bassist of the band. And so we were friends for a really long time, but we didn't actually start dating until 2009.
Yeah.
But so we met through music, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
what was your
cool.
band name?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that's a
All
great
the-
band name.
Are you gonna say it?
I was in a local metal band called Putrefied Incision.
Ooh.
That sounds awesome.
Hey, it's better than my brother's high school band name. They were called the Janitors. So
That's a
that's
cool
what-
name.
Their
was kinda
music
cool.
video.
No, that
for
was the
being-
other band. That
Their
they were
other
in.
band.
True.
I wish I could link it because for being 18, the quality of this video was incredible. It was really awesome. They had no budget. There was
Awesome.
an old insane asylum around us
Yeah,
that
that's
they
like-
somehow got access
Ooh.
to film in.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
neat.
my
That's
brother
crazy.
was wearing like a straight jacket, like walking through hallways.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll have to find it. I'll post the link on our Twitter or something.
Were you like
That is brave.
what instruments did you play?
I was a guitarist.
You were a guitarist. I've always wanted to play
Yeah.
guitar.
Fun
Never too
fact:
late.
I can play
True.
"Smoke on the Water" on guitar because it's like the easiest song ever to learn on guitar.
I can't play anything
know
on
what?
guitar.
Me neither. It go like a ding a ding ding ding, like it just doesn't work.
We recently found out that the kazoo, like a real kazoo, sounds like a saxophone, not like a balloon with the air coming out of it.
Yeah, it was crazy when
Oh
we
my
heard
gosh.
that.
So you guys met through a band and then started a family, obviously. How did streaming come into that?
Well, I had a different channel before. It started streaming alone. It was one of those things I wanted to do in the middle of the night because we had this one kid at the time and he was super young. And I watched a lot of streamers, my favorite games I'd play back in the day. And that's kind of how I got into it. Being
Yeah.
able to like, instead of everyone going to sleep and me gaming, it'd be like fun to play some games and meet some people while I'm doing it on Twitch. And I think that was back in what, 2000.
Like 17,
17,
18.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels like so long ago now.
So it was kind of weird in the beginning because I tried to explain to Britt, like, she's like, who are you talking to in the middle of the night? Who are these people?
I did not understand it at
Yeah.
all. I was like, you know what? That's cool. You have friends that are into the same stuff.
No, yeah.
I'm going to sleep.
And every time I would try to like look up content for like my favorite games, it'd always lead me to Twitch and like these certain people that were into these games. I played a lot of Final Fantasy 14 and Resident Evil and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my favorite thing about streaming is like if you play video games all the time or anything like that, it's like it turns it into a hobby and you get to meet cool people instead of
Yeah.
just playing games all the time. So how did you get into streaming with him?
So on his channel, every once in a while, because when he was streaming, our youngest was probably like 2, so he was still needing to be like cuddled to sleep or bedtime stories. But occasionally he'd go to sleep early enough, and then I would pop on and play with him. We would do like lighthearted games, like Mario Kart and Splatoon 2. And then we played a lot of Destiny just because we felt like that was
Mhm.
a good. I always played Call of Duty.
Really?
So we figured out a medium with Destiny way back in the day. And so I just was able to be on there more and more and more. And then eventually, when our youngest was old enough to just go to sleep with his brother, it freed up our nights. So I was
Mhm.
able to do that with him, and it was fun because it was a way that we could also connect together. Because we lost a lot of that time. When your kids are young, you're separated a lot, which is weird to think about. But so that was just something that we could do in the house with our kids. We didn't have to go out. We didn't have to do,
Right.
get babysitters all the time. So it
Mhm.
was a really good medium, and we got to hang out and have fun and meet so many cool people. So it just kind of developed over time. And once when it was more me on stream with him, we decided to just start a whole new
Yeah, started a
channel.
brand new channel other
Yeah.
than trying to transition what everybody liked. It's funny too because like not a lot of people came over from that. Like a lot of people did, but some people are like, "Who's that lady?" Playing video games.
Why aren't you playing Final Fantasy 14 or
Mhm.
Resident Evil?
Yeah, it's funny because the first game we ever played together was Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I was always like into gaming, but never really played because I was like, it's boring by myself. And then COVID happened and we were stuck in a room together for however
Oh.
long. And I would just like watch him play. And then one day I was like, can I play with you? Can you like teach me how to do this? Because I was always like,
Aw.
I don't know how to.
Awesome.
I don't know how to look and then also move the gun at the same time. Like I was like, how do I do that? And then I was like, oh, I guess it's not that hard.
It
I
is a
felt
learning experience.
Well, I felt bad because at the time I was renting a room in a house that me and a couple buddies rented the house. My room was the size of a closet.
It was
I had a queen size bed and it took up 94% of the room. And COVID happened and she would just be sitting on the bed watching me play video games all the time. But she kept looking, like, became more interested. I would catch her just watching me play for longer and longer. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to happen. She's going to ask to play. And it
It's
happened.
working.
So,
That's so awesome.
so why horror? How did that come about?
Do you want to answer or me?
Because it happened a couple different ways.
Yeah. So
I'm curious of your answer.
So Naldo always huge Resident Evil fan, like from ever since he was like 10. Played a lot of Resident Evil, Silent Hills. So horror and games like that were always in his realm.
Yeah.
And I, like I mentioned earlier, I loved Call of Duty. So we found games eventually outside of Destiny, clearly because it's not horror, but that kind of meshed both of them. So when we did play Call of Duty, it was Call of Duty Zombies or Left 4 Dead
Right.
2
Mhm.
and Back for Blood and then like Vermintide and things like that. So we were always finding games that kind of we both were into. And then every once in a while we would play like I said, like Left 4 Dead and stuff, which is still horror, still spooky, still, a lot of jump scares, obviously, but a lot of shooting at the same time.
Right.
And then we played we've gone through a couple Resident Evils together. But then I played through from a redemption for a charity stream, Resident Evil 7 in VR.
oh wow.
And that kind of got me to really like that aspect of horror, like the full in your face jump scares, you don't know what to expect, puzzles and things like that. For me personally, playing it myself, and then we got into the Amica games.
Yeah, that's kind of what did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went full blown in because we always were drawn to like the panic together. So we'd always kind of stick to like the horde stuff, like PVE, so we could play with friends. But we're all have a goal together. So
Yeah.
like Back for Blood, Left 4 Dead, those are great for everyone panicking. Oh my God, especially Britt.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm a
then,
big panicker.
I was watching a
Yeah.
Me
streamer
too.
one morning.
I am not good with scary stuff.
I
What was
couldn't-
the one scary game that you made me play?
Which one?
Well,
Amnesia.
no, I played
Uh,
like for the first time. It was like our third stream ever.
it wasn't Silent Hill. It was a Game Pass game.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated it. I was like,
It's so hard, but I couldn't imagine what it's like in VR. So I had a VR headset, and
Horrible.
I would invite people over, and I'd make them like watch scary stuff on there, just so because I couldn't do it. But
You
I
play
mean-
it. I'll watch what you're seeing on the TV.
I mean, we play Grounded sometimes, and I hate spiders, and I have
Mm.
the setting turned down all the way so that they don't even look like spiders, and I scream my head off whenever I see one. Like,
Oh,
it's
man.
ridiculous.
it's funny
that.
because it's like not even a spider
I know,
because
it
they
just
have
looks
a
like a ball.
slider. It's just a ball with eyes, and she is terrified of it.
We have a question.
Balls be scary.
Very true. We have a question from True Voice. What are you guys' favorite game to play on stream? I don't even have to know. Britt's favorite game is Overcooked.
Wow.
No.
Wow, true.
I mean, we mainly stream Apex, so we both like that game a lot, but I'm trying to get into like some more games, and we're trying to stream some more games just because Apex can be so like the same thing over and over again and can get
Mhm.
very boring sometimes. But I started playing, what was it? That Coral Island and like Wildflowers. Like I like little games like that. So those are
okay.
fun. We started like Sea of Thieves. It Takes Two was an amazing game. I suggest that for anyone that wants to try a game out with their significant other. It's an absolutely amazing game.
Yeah, that's the game that made us decide to start streaming because we had so much fun with it, and then we're like, we gotta share this with people.
Yep. And then Matt's like, we should start streaming. I'm like, okay, what should our name be? And I made him think of one. And the next day I created all of our accounts. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I had
Oh,
no
that's
idea what we
awesome.
were doing.
Just jumped right in.
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
awesome of you to do though, because then
Yeah.
then he knows you're all in. Like
No,
immediately.
yeah.
Yeah.
And after we've like started streaming, like of course always watching TikToks and videos on what we can do better or how to get started with things. And that's the one main thing I always see people say is to just start and just click that live button and get over that hurdle and make your changes after that, because a lot of people get stuck with that and never actually do it, or it takes them a long time. So that's cool.
So, was it an easy transition since you've already started streaming before you two came together, or was it hard to start streaming together? Like, how did that work when you first started?
Both. It was easy on the technical side because we had sprinkled the double, couple stream, dual
Yeah.
perspective thing a little bit in the past. So from that standpoint, I understood it, but it was different because it was a different channel, different brand, different viewers, and Britt always came like into randomness all the time in my channel, so I felt like she didn't have like a set way.
No. But I think learning how to stream together, like we still do. We watch a lot of our streams back. Especially back then, we would rewatch almost all streams and be like, okay, this is, stop, maybe if I'm talking, you don't talk,
Yeah.
and just learning how to both be able to stream and talk and have full conversations, not only with each other, but with chat, and then not cutting each other off or over talking the other one, which you're going to do it no
Yeah.
matter what. There's two people and you're trying to keep up with a lot. So it's going to happen. But I think over time, we just we really just self-reflect a lot, and then we just communicate like this is
And we make
I
little
need to do
notes and
better at
stuff.
this. What do you think I need to do better at, and things like that. So I think over time it's still a learning process, but I think
Yeah.
with that, we just kind of got into a rhythm of how we do things, and I think that that's really helped us stream together.
I think we try to be harsh on ourselves a lot. Like,
Yeah.
we make notes of stuff we pick up, and we talk about it
I
constantly.
literally have a note that says, "Are you yelling?"
Yeah.
For me, I have one that I had up here that said, "Let Naldo talk."
Yeah, that's probably
But
something
as you guys know,
we
with all
should
the
do
audio
more.
and games,
It's hard because
Yeah.
you get into your own zone, and you're like, "Oh crap, there's someone else here too."
No, yeah. Our biggest thing is because Apex is like so competitive that I'll be like focusing on chat or something and I die like instantly and then he's all by himself. So, but it's hard because I'm like, it's just a game. We'll play another match in a minute. Like, whatever.
To you, maybe. To me, it's life or death. I'm out here trying to survive. But no,
Right?
that's one of my favorite things about streaming. I feel like if you can stream with your partner, it lets you know that, you know, you'll be good together because there's a lot of tests involved and a lot of compromise. And I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
it can be very hard, but
For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Another
No,
question.
they're in it. Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely.
Uh,
No, go.
Another question was if we've ever played Overwatch too. I haven't.
I haven't.
No.
I played the first one and I played a lot of it, and then when the second one came out, it felt like the same game, so I didn't pick it up again.
Okay. Have you guys ever played it?
Yeah,
No.
that used to be
No, we played-
Overwatch 2.
Was it 2? What's the newest one? 2.
2.
Two, yeah.
You played 1.
No, I thought we played.
We played 1.
Oh, so no, not 2.
Same
But
as
we
you
did
guys. We played a
play-
lot of 1 little, or not a lot, but we played it.
Yeah, we used to play it. I feel like we played it for a while consistently, but we played it one time and we both had like the worst experience ever because we were so bad. And by we, I mean me. And I was like, I'm never playing that game
Mm.
again. It was horrible.
We
I
did
did
like
not
a-
have fun. And then, like, 2 weeks later, I was like, I kind of want to play Overwatch again. And then we played it every once in a while when we would rotate through games
a fun
like that a
community
lot
game.
more. It is fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like a love-hate relationship with gaming sometimes. You're like, I love playing this game, and then some days it's like, I absolutely hate this game. I'm never playing again.
It's the dopamine because
Yeah.
you'll like instantly set it down and then go to do something else, and you're like, I gotta get back on that, and then you hate it while you do it. But at least my experience.
My issue with that. Sorry, that's our dog.
Oh, you're
My issue with it was like when there's like healers and like one person has one job, and I'm very much like a kamikaze kind of player, so I'm just like going full throttle, and they're like, "No, you're the healer." I was like, "Oh, my bad, my bad." So I would always have to. I had that was a learning curve.
I totally get that. I guess kind of bouncing off that, what are some of the challenges unique to streaming as a couple or a duo, would you say? That was hard to
Tech.
yeah. I feel like
Tech.
that's number one.
Yeah, I think with any couple or any streamer, really. But you guys know
Yeah.
with 2 people, it's twice the headache potentially.
Yeah.
But I think for us too, the kids, we work full time,
Yeah.
so it's like a balancing act constantly.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
only imagine.
because we've always tried to make it. I think there's only been a handful of times. I literally mean like maybe 4 times or 5 times where it's only one of us on stream, because we just, it's both of us. So when something happens outside of this office that has to do with the kids or life or whatever the case may be, that's a huge challenge because then we're like, okay, do we cancel? Is it just gonna be one of us?
Right.
Are we going on late? So just like the IRL aspect of it and the being parents and full-time employees too, we work out of the house, so it makes it really tough. But I think as far as like just streaming together, I mean, I don't know, sometimes not being on the same page.
Yeah.
I think,
Well,
we're still people at the end of the day, and it's like, well, I want to play this game. Well, I don't want to play that game, and then finding the medium
And
of
we try,
like what
we try to
games
be
we're gonna
honest with
play.
each other about what we want to do, and sometimes it clashes, and we have to sort that out before we go live.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's
Every
definitely
couple
tough when that
goes
happens.
at it right before, and everyone's fighting,
Yeah.
and then you turn the camera on, hey!
That's also like every stream.
Every-
I'm
Yeah.
like so frustrated trying to figure shit out. I'm so mad, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to go live. And
Yeah.
he always says we need to figure out like a little ritual that we need to do before stream so we get ourselves pumped up and in a good mood. And we still haven't figured
Yeah.
that out yet.
You can
What do
tell
you
when
mean?
it's like
We're
that because
listening to Ja Rule.
our starting soon timer will keep refreshing when we're
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We need 10 more minutes. So
Yeah, I think that's just what happens. You have to find the medium, and then you have to decide, is it a problem that needs to be handled now, or like an issue that needs to be handled now, or can we set it aside, stream, have a good time, let it go, and by the time you get off, you're like, that was a great time. We're
Yeah.
happy now.
yeah,
That is the one thing I think I mean, now that we started streaming, I mean, gaming brought us together a lot, but now that we're streaming, I feel like it gives like another aspect to it, which brings us together, which I like a lot.
Yeah, it's nice because you get to
Yeah,
have a hobby with your
totally.
partner instead of like being out in the shed and building something while she's watching
Yeah.
murder mysteries or something. Like,
It's probably what I would be doing too.
I'd be in the shed, and Aldo would be watching Murder ID Network.
Love ID Network. So good.
It is. I used to hate it. My mom back in the day, when I grew up with her, she'd be like, "Oh, I had a dream you got murdered and all this stuff." I'm like, "Well, that's because you watch Lifeline 24/7. It's like,
Stop watching Murder She Wrote. Mom.
like, what do you expect?"
Another question coming in, and this is gonna be a real hard one: Olive Garden breadsticks or Red Lobster biscuits?
She knows. She knows. Taylor,
I don't know who asked that,
We're
but they're
not
not the
fighting.
same thing.
we're not fighting on someone else's channel, Taylor. You can't pull me into it. It's Red Lobster, obviously, but still.
They are different,
We
but
just had Red Lobster rolls.
they're better when you make them at home. I will say that because I had a lot more cheese.
Oh, you think so?
So
Oh, yeah.
I put a lot of
Gotta
cheese.
cheese
in
Red
it up.
Lobster, I feel like, did a huge disservice to themselves
by
of
being
selling
able
those
to
in
make.
stores because that's
Yeah.
what would bring people in. I feel because, to be fair,
Right?
at least around here, we're from Buffalo, so our Red Lobster, our seafood is not great. So it's like there's nothing else bringing you in there.
Man.
It was.
That's
I
the
was on
biscuits.
Instacart grocery shopping, and they have a new Red Lobster item that you can buy in grocery stores. It is shrimp
What?
breaded with Red Lobster biscuits.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Try that.
Yes.
And you didn't buy it instantly?
No.
You're kicked out.
So weird.
So who did better on your like ice tub challenge?
Oh, me for sure. I handled that
Yeah.
so good. I handled it like a
Well, who went
boss,
first?
and I did.
You did.
So,
Oh man.
So- okay. To be fair, I went first. So by the time Naldo got in, the water was already pretty cold. I'll give him that. But that's all I'll give him because you scream so much.
You know what sucks about the whole situation is that it was my idea. I was like, it won't be bad. I see this like on Instagram and athletes who I could just jump in,
Yeah.
see in and out.
It was like no big deal. I
That's
was
horrible.
like,
It's horrible.
bro, do you know what you're doing? He was like, yeah, it'll be fine.
How long did you
You
guys stay
said
in
it.
there for?
5 minutes each.
Oh,
Although
wow.
I feel like you were in there a little bit longer because of shenanigans. But
5 minutes.
I
Wow.
made him lay down in the fetal position. So I feel like he definitely got the worst end of it. But you know,
It's gotta be
content.
tough too because you weren't fully submerged. So every time you'd move, you'd just keep getting recold.
Yeah, and
Recold?
then the air. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
That's a word, right?
yeah.
I don't think recold.
Recold,
is.
You
yeah.
can say reheated. Why can't I say
I guess
recolded?
so.
I don't know.
I guess that works.
That's a valid point.
So I was going through like all your TikToks for a while, but your first TikTok is a hot dog video that got like 1 million views.
Oh man.
I went
The
deep.
deep cuts.
But how did your first video get
Start
1
from
million
fast.
views, and did you expect it to do that well?
No, because I didn't even know what. So Britt is that holds a TikTok account. I don't know if you guys do it this way, but we split the social media accounts.
Yeah.
So at the time, TikTok was new, so we both had it. So I'm like, I have this hot dog. This would be hilarious to me if I saw it, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't really know what TikTok was, so
Yeah, he did not understand the TikTok world.
no, I didn't realize how crazy it is. It's
You're
massive.
like a
Yeah.
million views. What just happened?
Is it? No way.
It was like 900. I remember.
What? I haven't
I'll go
looked
back.
at a long. I haven't looked at a long time. I didn't
It's
realize
got a
it.
lot
But
of
anyway,
views. It's got a
so
lot of views.
that came because we were making YouTube like monthly compilation videos
Oh,
at the time,
yeah.
and in between the YouTube compilation videos, we would like prank each other. Well, it was mainly Naldo pranking me a lot of the time.
I would just buy packs of hot dogs and find ways to throw them out of the stands.
Yeah, or he
At
would
least it was cooked,
or
right? It was cooked, if I
yeah, or
remember
he would
correctly.
pop out and skip.
Mm.
I don't even remember if it was, but yeah. So there's
Pop
like
out
a
and just
couple
whip a
different
hot dog
ones.
at you.
But so it was just a way to lighten up the video, like bring some IRL aspects into it. And then he just took that clip and was like, I'm gonna make it a TikTok. Okay.
I'm gonna learn
I
what
guess
this
we're
TikTok thing
doing
is.
this.
I will say though, there's times when I post videos on our TikTok and I'm like, oh, this is such a good video, and it gets like no views, and then I post the stupidest thing and it gets a bunch of views. I'm like, how? Why?
100% every time.
It's
Yeah,
so
TikTok's
weird. But you know what? I love TikTok because we've met so many cool community like solid community members and friends and things like that through TikTok, which we definitely weren't expecting.
No.
But like
Yeah, to
the
go
pull
back-
from TikTok to Twitch has been in freaking insane.
Go back to one of your earlier questions about like how we did the horror thing and all that. You met so many amazing people in the horror community. It's insane. That were like in the
Yeah.
same kind of music, around the same age, their parents. So it's
No,
crazy
that's
how many
awesome.
like-minded people we found over there.
Yeah,
No, it's-
Yeah,
absolutely
horror
wild.
to me seems stressful. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
Because everybody says, sweat packs, but I'm not running from a light. Because I know if we started playing that, our cat would knock over something in the basement or something. She'd be like, what was that? And I got to be the one that goes, checks it out. And I'm
mean,
like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Last week on our stream, because we marked it, I rewatched it. Remember we heard that weird noise and we thought a balloon popped?
Yeah.
I rewatched the video. I don't know where the noise came from.
Great.
And we both were like, what the fuck was that? We
Sounded
thought
like
a
a
balloon
balloon pop?
popped.
Yeah.
And
Oh no.
I mean, I didn't look like a balloon pop when I rewatched it. You'll have to rewatch it, but
Great. Our house is haunted.
See, that was an issue at first when we first started. And some of the games that we play now, I don't like the demonic, like the possession type games, like the paranormal type
Yeah.
games. That's a lot of them. But those were really messed me up in the beginning, and there was a couple nights where I was like, I can't sleep, or I would dream that I was in the game, and
Oh, no.
it's rough. So sometimes it still is like that. But my pull towards horror games is obviously they're very fun to play. But I love the puzzles in the game, and I love like figuring out the story. Like you got it's one massive puzzle. I love mind games, so that's the pull to me. And then obviously it's fun. It's interactive with the community
Yeah.
because they get in on it, and I just really enjoy screaming at Naldo in a face.
I love like suspense movies and stuff like that. But so I feel like a suspense like game would be fun, but I don't know,
Yeah.
like blood and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
but
it's not
not
real. It
all-
doesn't look as realistic as a movie, but
I don't know.
See, I
in
can't do-
VR,
I can't do scary
you guys
movies.
both have some balls on you to do that in VR. I don't
Oh
know if
my
I could
God.
do that.
It's hard. VR is
Yeah.
hard. There is a paranormal one that I am like, nope. I'm just not. So I made Naldo. Naldo handled it so good. So he's getting stuck with all of those ones.
It's
It's like, I'll
hard.
do
It's still-
zombies.
it's
They're
hard.
not real.
we had what was it? The PlayStation VR for a little bit during COVID, and
I love that
You were-
thing, man.
weren't you like watching weird like spooky YouTube videos and
Yeah,
like
I got
VR
sucked
and
in.
shit?
I
I'm
watched
like,
A reenactment of a nuclear explosion. And it almost
Why?
brought tears in my eyes. I'm like, this is too powerful. Nobody should be able to have this. I got real deep. I was like, I gotta sell this
Oh,
thing. I'm
no.
going too far down the YouTube VR hole here.
oh, I don't remember that one.
Crazy. What was your favorite game, Naldo, that you played in VR?
In VR, it was also on the PSVR. It was called Farpoint. You had like an accessory
Oh.
gun.
Yeah.
It was like a alien shooter.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, that game.
The
I liked-
first like 10 minutes of that game where you get like sucked into like the wormhole, that was incredible.
Mm.
It's tough because I get motion sick though, so it's like trying to play those games where you're moving. I'll like have a big fan
yeah.
in front of me, and then I'll be dripping in sweat just because I'm so motion sick, and then I can't do anything the rest of the day. I'm
like,
like,
here's
I'm
some
sick,
Dramamine.
I can't. I'm like, if you
Right.
gotta
You're
take
talking about
Dramamine
the-
to play a video game, you should probably stop.
Yeah, if you have to medicate. It's not-
I think
I like-
VR is tough.
You know what? I like the little robot game, the
Oh,
Astro Robot or whatever
Oh,
that
yeah.
was. That
Astro,
was
yeah.
fun. I remember I would sit like in the middle of the bed like Indian style and try to play it. And then I would always find my way to the edge of the bed and like almost fall off.
That was a fun one. The
Question
diving one is pretty cool.
Question for Britt.
Okay.
What is Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre killers' names?
Did you just come in here, Taylor, and troll? She totally did. Okay, I always get them confused. I know one goes E, and then the other one goes brrrr. So I know.
Their names.
Michael. I feel like they're both named Michael. No. Jason is Friday the 13th. And then Leatherface is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Did I get it right? I think that's right. Is that right? I
have
always
no
get
idea.
them confused. And then you throw in Michael Myers, which I think is from a different one. I don't know. I don't watch scary movies. I hate scary movies. Love scary games, though.
Yeah,
I don't know
scary
if that's
movies
right.
are not my thing.
No.
I
You
try
were
to make her
watching
watch because I like
Some
scary
stupid
stuff.
movie the one time, and I was
That
just like
one time.
sitting not in the bed, and I'm like, hey, I'll just be on my phone. And you weren't even watching it. I'm like, okay, people are like screaming and dying in the background, and you're not watching. Can we like turn this
Uncut
off?
Gems.
Uncut Gems.
There's a lot of people screaming in that one.
What? The Adam Sandler movie?
I have no idea what movie you're talking about, but yeah,
The Adam Sandler movie?
that movie gave me anxiety. Everybody loved it, but I'm like, people are
That
just
wasn't
yelling
even a
the
scary
whole time.
movie.
Scary to me, man. That was a
we
big
need to watch
bet.
that one.
He needed to make that money.
What has been the most surprising or unexpected part of your streaming journey? I guess.
Okay, you
Hmm.
answer, then I'll answer.
The most unexpected,
Yeah, or surprising.
surprising on my streaming journey. I guess for me, it was always kind of a dream in the beginning to do Not Your Parents or a couple stream. So I remember seeing a couple couples back in like 2016, 2017. I'm like, that's so awesome. Just
Yeah.
like pulling it off with all the screens and everything. And then I had ordered an extra capture card and didn't return one. One day is kind of how I got into it. And then like we couldn't do it because of the kids in the beginning. So I think just starting Not Your Parents and be able to do this and everything up to this point has been like a dream come true. It's crazy. Never thought.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Aw. I think for me, the most like surprising one, it before I cry,
Aw.
is
Cry ho.
is
Cry,
the
I'm a crier.
community aspect. I did not expect to have like the amazing community that we have and the friendships that we've been able to build from it and the bonds that we've all had and just genuinely like people wanting to hang out with us
Yeah, it's crazy.
and then like and showing up and just being there and being friends and like not wanting anything in return, just wanting to be friends and building like I said, like those friendship and bonds and like, not to keep using the word community, but like I don't know, like a better like environment that we have for like all of our friends. And then it's, to me, the coolest part is going into like another friend's stream and you're seeing this, like you're like, for us because we're streamers, and like seeing our other community members in someone else's stream and hanging out in there and be like, oh shit, like you're here too. And
Mhm.
you know, because that's like what it's about. And if everybody can mingle and hang out different places, and the general like love and support has been the absolute most I think moving thing to me. I was talking about it today to a community I was Tim, and just saying like, it's because he had mentioned, he's like, people just love coming to hang out, like doesn't matter what you're doing, and that's like really cool. And it's so emotional sometimes because we can all get in our own heads, I think, about things and what are you worth to yourself and what do you bring to the table and
Yeah.
things like that. So when people show up, it's like, for me, for us, you like us. So I think genuinely like that aspect has been the most mind-boggling, because I mean, we're married, we're gonna be married, it's always gonna be us and our family. So bringing more people into that is just the coolest thing to me, I feel like.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Even old people. Shut up, Quinn.
I completely agree with
Scratch
that.
right there.
Because we never like We never had a goal with this. We just wanted
Yeah.
to meet people that had similar interests to have fun with, and that's like the best part of this.
Yeah, and it's cool because a lot of like our actual friends in real life that we hang out with, none of our friends game, so it's hard to even talk about that kind of stuff or connect with them on that level. So to be able to meet
Ah.
other people and like be like, oh my god, I have a friend like in Texas, like how cool is that? You could be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna
Yes.
go to Texas one day. Hey, I could meet up with this person. Like that's so cool.
Or the fact,
Absolutely.
like, for people in Australia and
I know,
all
right?
over, it's amazing.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. And it's like it doesn't matter because like you come together over these games or whatever it is that you're doing on your stream, and you connect the way that you connect, and it's just such a cool experience. I think by far that is my favorite part of streaming is like being able to connect with anybody no matter what, you know. Nothing like it doesn't matter because all we see is us, like all, you know. So there's no like physical aspect to it except like TwitchCon and meetups and things like that. But
Yeah.
I can't wait to do
Just
that
so
one
you-
day.
Yeah, did you
you're,
guys
like,
go to the one that
connecting
just
emotionally.
passed? Did you guys go to
Yeah.
this year's TwitchCon? How was that? Because we went to Vegas, how long ago? Like
In May.
in May, and getting ready for F1, like everything was crazy down there. How was it for TwitchCon?
F1 was
Packed.
F1 was much closer, and drivers were getting stuff wrong. But we live in Vegas, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it was kind of interesting because we like traveling to like when it was in San Diego.
yeah.
And having the vacation. So we try to kind of keep that same feeling. So we kind of did the staycation at a hotel down there. But it was cool. It was different.
Was it frustrating all the work they've done around Vegas to get ready for F1 and living there? Because they shut
Absolutely.
a lot down. We were there. We're like, how are
Yeah.
they going to do this? This is ridiculous. They should have built it in the
They-
desert or something.
They literally decided, like, even out of the strip and out of the F1 zones, like the thing that like people haven't really realized. So it's like, let's just say the strip is right here, but the city is like this big. They decided to work on every single street in the city at the same time. So
Oh
it
my
doesn't matter where you are in the city right now. And for the
Mhm.
last, what feels like a millennia, every single street is getting construction work done to it.
Yeah, there was
So
a
I feel
ton
like
when we were
traffic is
there in
just-
May.
It's horrible. It's gotten like even worse. So, I feel like things have kind of calmed down. Luckily, we don't drive to the strip. We kind of just go around it.
Yeah.
So we miss that part. But like even the freeways are all of them are down to like 2 lanes.
Yeah. They're constantly doing construction now. I think F1 just excited all the construction businesses out here
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah,
But it was hot too. Vegas was hot. I was sweating.
yeah.
like,
Do they work
most
in the
of the
day?
time.
Because I'm in construction, and I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine being out there in 100+ degree
no.
weather. Or do they work at night?
Both.
Yeah, I feel like both.
They better pay those guys
Just
$1 million.
nonstop.
You would never catch me on the blacktop in 105-degree weather. I'd be like, fire me. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, it's bad. But TwitchCon was fun. It was so packed, but I feel like I thought TwitchCon was so fun. That was our 3rd physical TwitchCon
Yeah.
that we went to.
It was fun. We got for living here for so long too. I got to see and do a lot of things
Yeah.
here in town that I never would do because there's no reason to go down the strip unless you
Yeah.
have people visiting or family or
Right.
you know some kind of event. So it was kind of neat to go down there and see things. I've never been to convention center.
Yeah, it was really cool being a tourist in a place that we live.
No, yeah, I know we were talking, we want to go to one, and we were talking, I know don't know where it's going to be next year. And I was like, oh, I wonder where it's going to be. And my first thought is New York City.
Please no.
And I mean, it's like 6 hours
Oh.
from us, but I'm like, I don't want to go there for that. So I'm hoping it's somewhere cool because I would love to go to that next year.
Do you
I hope
guys
they just
have
take
any
it back to
plans?
San Diego.
Do you guys have any plans to go to the Vegas Sphere?
Oh, yeah, you keep
Oh,
talking
the
about that.
sphere. So we've been to the outside,
Been to the outside, yeah.
which is so freaking cool. And my birthday is next month, and I had mentioned to Naldo, I was like, it'd be fun if we like went there. Our son has been there. He went there on a field trip and
Oh,
was
wow.
like,
They took him
Mom,
there on a
it
field
is
trip?
the yeah, he's in an arts
So
he's in
amazing.
an
I'm
arts
so mad.
school. Yeah, in a TV production class. So it was
Oh,
like,
cool.
yeah, showing like, this is all the stuff that could be a potential for you. But he said it was absolutely just insane. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go now.
Man, I wish they had field trips like that when I was a kid.
Yeah. I went to like the
Right?
botanical gardens and the zoo.
In
Right?
Canada or the one by us?
Here.
Oh my god, that thing's like the size of a closet. It's
I
not
know.
big.
I know we took like
It's funny.
bus trips to a couple hours away to do stuff sometimes, but I don't remember.
I think I went to a zoo one time, but
Yeah.
I feel like our field trips that we went to were we only went like my class only went to Knott's Berry Farm twice. Like that was it. No other field trip.
why does that
We
sound?
did a lot of that too.
We have a Knox
California?
State Farm,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
15
okay.
minutes from us.
I was like,
State
think I've
State
been there
Farm, State
somehow.
Park. I don't know. It's a farm and a park. I don't know. I think they have concerts there. They have fireworks.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
cool.
I've never been there. Another question: can cupcakes be made into sandwiches?
I don't know, Naldo can.
Yeah. If you cut it in half,
If
You don't need to cut it in half.
you
Okay.
can't. You cut it in
Okay.
half, and the frosting is the middle. It's like the meat.
Okay, couch. So
It's the meat.
hear me
dude.
out. Hear me out. Have you guys ever done this? You take a cupcake, just a normal cupcake. You with your hands because it's a cupcake and it's very soft. You take the top part, you peel it
It
off.
doesn't peel.
It peels. You peel it off and then you put it on the bottom or on the top of the bottom piece. So you're putting like the cream in the middle and you just
What kind of cupcake you pulling apart? Like?
I
it's
No,
a
I've never done
cupcake.
that.
It's
I
not
would
a
ra-
loaf of bread.
If you pull, it's gonna just explode everywhere.
It's not a
that
ball.
sounds like a lot of work for dessert. Like you could just eat a ho ho, you know?
Yeah, I've never done
Yes.
that, but I've seen people do that.
Is a hot dog really just a
Thank
sandwich?
you.
I mean, you could make it into
a hot
just
dog
get
is
like
an American taco.
get,
I know it's
that's a good one. I like that. Just get like 2 cookies and then put the cupcake in the middle, and you make your cookie
Ah,
sandwich or
there
something.
you go.
I like your style.
It's a lot
Like
of
what you did,
sweet
Taylor.
stuff there, but
I
how
don't
that
know.
would
We
taste
live
good
right next to a
together,
Dairy Queen, and it's dangerous.
but it is
Oh.
true.
I really love Dairy Queen.
So I guess the one thing that we, like you said earlier, is we get a lot of people coming into our streams saying they wish they could do this with their significant other, or they have questions about how we even pull this off. What advice would you have for any other couples or duos that are trying to do this but don't know where to start?
Ooh, I think we could probably both answer this.
You go first.
I think. Okay, I'll answer a technical side.
Okay.
If you could pull off streaming by yourself, just like one streaming PC or even a console, you know, because all those stream now.
Yeah.
Just do that. Don't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be what we're doing here with Couch Campers. You know, put a camera in front of you or no camera.
Yeah.
Play a game together. Turn that mic on and go live, like you said earlier. Sounds generic and corny, but that is the way to start. Because you're not going to know what you like or don't like until you do it.
Yeah. And I think too, because we get that question I mean, I feel like anybody that duo streams or couple streams or streams with another person, like you're going to get those questions of how do you do that? And I think a lot of people just, you have to take it down to like the simplest form. Like you don't need,
You don't need
all
all
this.
this.
You don't need all
I
these
know this
lights. You
looks
don't need all
nuts,
the
but-
cameras. You don't need all the PCs. There's so many workarounds to streaming with another person. I think probably the most important thing, and I'm sure you guys get it all the time too, is like your mics.
Audio.
Audio
Yeah.
is just like if you're gonna focus on anything, audio.
All
Because
day.
if people don't need to see you to be entertained by you,
Yeah,
but they need to hear you. They need to understand what you're saying. And that's probably the main thing I would say is just audio. And even that, you don't have to have these crazy mics. You don't have to have SM7Bs or Rode mics and all these other ones. There's so many different ways around it to do it. And
I think streaming is such a good place right now too. Like the point of entry, I guess, like financially, if you want nice gear. I mean, Elgato makes everything affordable now and
Yeah.
completely doable. Rode makes like pod mics are awesome.
yeah.
I would have rolled with pod mics if I didn't. Yeah, I love Rode.
Yeah.
Me too. Because we needed an audio mixer. Because before we had a Bluetooth splitter and we had
Oh yeah.
wireless earbuds under our headsets so we could listen to music together. And we're like,
But we were on our
no.
console. Yeah, like I don't even know how we figured out or pulled off the setup that we had before. So I had a laptop, and it happened to be a gaming laptop. He had an Xbox X. I had an
Series
Xbox
X.
S. So we had both of those plugged in, and then a capture card, 2 mics, two
Two capture
camera,
cards.
2 capture cards, 2 mics, 2 cameras,
One mic.
1 mic. I don't remember. There
We
was
were
so much, and
streaming-
we were on our couch, like in our dining room,
We
like
Bought a couch off of
Totally.
Facebook
for
Marketplace. that-
$250, and it was like $1,000 couch. It was so
It
nice.
was a crazy good deal, but it
It's a
barely
steal.
fit in the space. So we wedged
Yeah, we
it
didn't
into the
measure that
walls.
before we bought
We
it.
wedged it into the walls. But we had a cat. Well, we still
Oh my
have
God.
cats, but
They knocked everything over all the time.
so like one time we were streaming, the cat knocked over her TV and
Yeah,
shattered
broke
it.
it.
And
Broke my
it's
TV
like,
in the middle of our stream.
Oh,
We were trying to do like we were trying to
No.
do a 12-hour stream, I think it was, and we were at like hour 11, and he came and just tipped it over and
Oh my
broke
God.
it.
I honestly think streaming
Freaking
helped us get a
cats,
house
man.
because we were more focused on getting a room to ourselves.
Yeah, right.
Where our cat couldn't fuck with our stream. So it like put our butts in gear to buy a
I
house.
did. I did.
So
Yeah.
out of you two, who's the bigger klutz?
Oh, me. Well, I mean, okay, we can say me, but there's been so many. How many keyboards have we had to buy because you spilt something on them?
There's one back there. It's a cool light now.
But that's the one back there. There is a previous one. He's dropped his phone in the toilet. Like I don't even know
Been
how
there.
many times.
Yep.
And so I feel like I feel like I'm more klutzy, like verbally. Like my mouth is more uncontrollable than my body. But like Naldo, I think is by far that. Like I don't remember. Oh, one time in our old office, the the streaming room essentially
Oh god. I already
was
know what this is.
all triggered by one light switch had to be turned on. That turned on the plug that everything ran on.
It's like a small room. Like
It was a small
size
office.
of like a, I don't know, like a full size bed.
So
So it
one
did
time
turn
we were
on
in the
the
middle of
plugs, too?
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know when you have a light switch and it should turn on a light in your room? Well, this one, the plug, that's just where the PCs happen to be plugged into, and everything runs into that.
Oops. Big
And
oops.
I walked out of the room like midstream to go pee, and I hit the light, and then
Oh.
like, shut off
I done
the
that.
whole room.
I don't know what I bumped into, but I shut our stream down somehow magically, like not too long ago. It's just-
See?
Didn't that happen kind of recently?
yeah, I don't know
What did you do?
I knocked over a power cord. Oh no, I ripped
Oh,
a power
yeah.
cord out with my
No.
foot.
So you
Oh
were
my gosh!
putting
no.
putting in the air conditioner or removing the air conditioner, the portable one from the window, and you unplugged the entire
I did do that.
the internet. The
Oh.
I did
router
do
was
that,
plugged
yeah.
in there.
No,
So our
I unplugged
internet.
the router. That's
whatever-
what I
yeah.
did. By
So we had no
accident.
internet.
Yep.
For an electrician,
See?
you'd think I'd be safer around cords, but I'm not.
No.
No, I feel like you guys are the ones that are probably the worst offenders.
Right? They should know everything, and you do it all wrong.
Okay,
So-
out of you guys, who's the more klutzy one?
It's the worst because we're both exactly the same amount of klutzy. So when we were in Vegas, she
Oh
like
my
broke her toe.
God.
She
It
spiked.
was horrible.
No.
She spiked. She was getting a beer out of the mini fridge, and she like spiked it into her foot somehow.
Yeah, I, like,
I have no idea.
Went to grab the beer out of the mini fridge, and I like pulled it
No.
up and like went to open it, but rather than open it, I like chucked it or spiked it like a football, and it went right on my big toe. And my big toe had
the
been
worst.
black for like 4 months, and it finally grew
4
back.
months.
Ouch.
For like 6 months. But what's funny about that is she hurt her
Oh
foot.
my god, that's
And she was
awful.
taking it like a champ, and
Yeah,
I'm
I was
like,
like,
"You'll
I'm
be
broken.
fine." And then on my way to go to the bathroom, like 30 seconds
Oh,
after
yeah.
that, I stubbed my toe. And it was like, we always
That's
hurt
what
each other at the
listening
same time.
means.
She doesn't remember this, but like the second night we met, like the first night we started talking, she fell down the stairs.
Oh, and you fell behind me.
And as she fell down the stairs, I was walking this way, and I slipped on the dance floor and fell at like the same time.
Well, it was also like
Match made in a
a-
slippery heaven.
another time when we were like first hanging out and stuff. We went to like it wasn't Halloween, like an EDM show, and they were playing some like
Oh my god,
like
I remember this.
I can't even think of the word.
It was
right
like
now.
dubstep.
Yeah,
It
like heavy metal EDM type stuff, and we were both like dancing,
Oh.
vibing, and we both like went like this with our head to start a headbang, and just boom, head butted each other, and my nose started bleeding.
Oh,
Third
no.
day. So we were both really into it. So we were like headbanging in separate areas, and we both like turned and
Oh my
just
god.
my like big
Right
ass
into each
head
other.
just broke her face. Like there were
That is
security guards, they thought I
precious.
punched her. And
Oh my
she's like,
God.
"No, he's fine. He's fine." She's got blood rushing down her face.
Like we were just trying
Like,
to have a good
ma'am,
time.
do we need to help you?
So you guys,
That's
so
hilarious.
so I can't get over the switch turning off the plugs. Is it meant that way? Because sometimes they do that to save power, but it should shut off at the breaker. So are you sure everything's all set with that?
I think this was their old setup.
Oh yeah, we're not in that room.
Yeah,
anymore.
that
Okay,
was in
alright.
the we had switched. So that was in the office, and then because we were like you as well. So when I started streaming with Naldo, I was on a laptop too.
Yeah.
But then when I got my PC, Naldo already had his PC and the streaming PCs, and we're like, okay, 3 PCs in a small room. We need a little bit more space.
Oh yeah, we had fans venting the room.
Oh
it was
my
hot.
God,
Yeah,
it
how
was-
hot
yeah,
is
it
your
was-
does your room get?
This
Yeah.
room now, not bad
How?
because
Don't you guys
we-
have like 3 pieces? Do you guys have central air?
We do. So
Okay.
and we technically have 4 PCs, but 3
Oh,
main
4.
ones. But I mean, the back one is just
That's for
chugging
like
along.
cameras and stuff.
But because we switched rooms, so our bedroom, like our master bedroom, is now in the office, and then we moved the streaming room to the master bedroom.
Yeah, so this room's meant to be the master, but
Oh,
we lucked
nice.
out because I didn't even think about it when I was setting everything up. But we're kind of like in the middle of the room, so we walk around our desks to get out
Oh,
from this
nice.
area. But the intake vent happens to be right above the PC, so it just sucks
Yeah.
the hot air out if the air's
Oh,
on.
that's so awesome.
So it doesn't. I wear. That's why I wear like sweaters and my thigh high socks all the time because I'm always cold in here. It's so cold.
See,
But
she feels
obviously
that
that's
way, and
the
I'll be
best.
dying. I'll be like, the
Yes!
AC needs to be on. Take more iron, please.
Yeah.
So,
Whatever.
Yeah. That's why I'm always in like sweaters because it's cold. But the other room though, yeah, we would have to open it, vent it out, be like pushing the hot air out of there.
Yeah, it's the one
But
thing
yeah, no, this was like the better move for
that
sure.
does suck with us having our cats is we want to have that door open, but we can't. And if we did, we definitely would get more airflow. But we don't have central air yet, and now that
Yeah.
it's cold here, we took it out. So we had like our windows open last weekend. But it's so
Oh, nice.
hard because we are like
so
screaming.
we don't
and
really
stuff
have a. So we just moved in this house like 4 months ago.
in May.
May. How long ago was that? 5 months ago?
Longer.
March,
than that?
April,
Like
May.
7, but no
7
one's
months. Wow,
counting.
it's been that long. Anyways, we're discovering we don't have screens in these windows, so
Yeah.
I'm worried a squirrel's
Oh.
gonna come in here trying to hide a nut or something when our windows are open.
And
Like
it's
an
like
owl flies in.
Yeah,
You scream.
and we don't like really know our neighbors or anything yet.
Oh,
And now
and
we
we
have our windows
scream,
open, and
it-
we're like shouting. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
we're okay, like we're fine.
No one's getting
afterwards.
murdered, I promise. They probably think we're
Should just
psychos.
put like one of those like on air signs, but like outside of your window.
Yeah,
so
right?
they know that
Big
you're
ol' light.
doing something in there.
They gotta hear us.
I
'cause
said we should just buy a sign that says "Come watch us on Twitch" and put our stuff out there,
And I
and
said,
maybe we get some more
absolutely
followers.
not.
But
I
Put a
said
QR
absolutely
code.
not.
probably a bad idea.
No, it's a horrible idea.
Yeah. Probably. Just put like an on air sign. That way they know.
Yeah,
oh
right.
shit, they're doing
Their
doing
stuff.
We don't
the
need
windows,
to call
babe.
the police.
I know. I put a camera on the front door. I'm just waiting for the day a notification comes up.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
other
right.
thing is
Like the police are there.
I don't know if someone were to ever actually come here, like, and we didn't know, we would never hear it. I feel like
No, we would
because
not.
we just got a video doorbell, and it's not hooked up to the normal doorbell stuff, so it doesn't go throughout the house. We should probably move the other thing in
Mm.
here. so we can.
We're
hear
that
it.
way too, actually.
Yeah.
Like it's next to the actual doorbell. That's how ours is.
Oh
Yeah.
Are
yeah.
you guys the same where if you hear your doorbell, you're like, who the fuck is here right now? Like,
Yeah.
babe, hide.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I immediately go, who
Grab
is
the
that?
children.
I creep through the blinds. Like I don't know them.
We don't even have blinds. We can't even do that.
Hide the children.
Yeah, it's I'm surprised the police have never. I'm surprised one, the police have never been called to come to our house, or two, that our neighbors have never said anything
I think it's
Yeah.
they're old.
ever.
Oh,
They're real old.
that's
Oh,
always
that's
a
the
plus.
greatest. Having deaf neighbors is the best. Never move.
Right?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So,
no, we have it made here.
what's your future goals for your streaming setup or channel? Like, have you guys thought about that in the next like 5 years, where you guys want to be? Or-
5-year goals.
Yeah, 5 years ago. It makes it easier because I'm like, where are you going to be next week? What are you doing?
I mean, that's probably easier than 5 years.
Just future setup. Like, what are you guys striving for?
What do you think, Britt? What's your goal,
Like
Britt?
5-year goal?
Yeah,
long-
just in
long term.
general,
Say
future
long term.
goals.
Oh God. I don't know
And this
if
is
I
the
think
worst
5
question.
years out.
I feel like anybody
This
hears
is a hard question.
5 years, they shut
I-
down. They're like, God, I don't know. I'm just trying to make it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly though,
For
God,
NYP.
5 years. Yeah, for NYP,
So
I would
is-
hope that like by then we'd be able to have have like bigger sponsors and be able to do like honestly one of our I feel like our goals one day is to be one of the newer Twitch ambassadors, eventually, and then just to be more recognized and be able to help more in whatever situation that may be, like maybe bring more eyes to charities or streaming in general
Mhm.
and community growth. And
This is a question we ask ourselves all the time because we're always like, maybe it's too much sometimes. We always think like 8 steps ahead. Like
Yeah.
all our content is scheduled out every day. We make sure we have it ready the night before. We talk about every piece of content we put out there. So
yeah,
it's always, but even with like pushing for Twitch partnership, we were already thinking beyond that. Like, okay, if we do it, what's next? Like, are we going to stop?
Yeah.
We don't want to do this. So I think right now, like, I don't know, kind of keep pushing that same way. Right now, we're trying to push in all directions, YouTube and everything we
Yeah.
can.
I think I feel like being a Twitch ambassador down the road would be really, really cool to
I think
be
the
a part
ambassadors are
of.
cool
And
because it brings kind of like humanity to it. It's not just like a staff member. It's like the
Yeah.
other streamers doing the same thing, in any capacity. Some of them are, well off. Some of them work jobs still.
yeah,
It's pretty neat to see all walks of life with it.
No, yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably like think about some stuff more so we have goals and are
Yeah, I want
motivated
that.
more.
It's- we just moved in a new house and I started a new job,
I
a
know.
whole new career path. I
You
used to be
have
in
to
sales. It's a lot.
it's a lot. And I feel like that's why when you say, and when we have kids, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
good.
lot of the times it's like we have goals, but with kids thrown into the mix, stuff changes literally every single day.
Yeah.
So we, who's to say one of our kids wants to be an actor or whatever, and they're really good, or like a really good singer, or really good this or that, and they say, they have dreams. Well, then now ours have to evolve and change with theirs, and now we have to make it work to whatever, they want to do. Because at the end of the day, they're always going to come first.
Right.
So like looking for me, like I've never looked that far down the road. I can have like shoot for the stars kind of dreams. But then like the smaller steps is like really what I tend to focus on.
Like
I think that's
achievable goals.
more achievable goals.
You know what's funny about like the modern times too is that like our kids are very familiar with YouTube because
Yeah.
one's 12, one's 7, gonna be 8. So even tonight we're like, oh, we're gonna be streaming with you guys. It's on our calendar right out here.
Oh yay.
And
Yeah.
So
it
I
was
went to come
crossed
walk in the
out
office.
last
He's like,
week
"Oh,
and
good luck,
rewritten
Dad."
today.
Do you know Mr. Beast did this on YouTube? So like, hopefully you guys get there. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
trolling me right now, man?
They're like, Tom Brady.
I'm like, you're gonna watch our Twitch stream? He's like, no, we're gonna watch YouTube. We're gonna watch these bigger YouTubers. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Like,
That's how I feel
Yeah.
with my nieces and nephew. It's like, who needs AI when you have a child? Like they know how to work through the tablet better than anybody.
mhm.
Anything. I don't know how they
Yeah.
pick it up so fast, but so balancing that, what do you guys do to like unwind? What's your favorite thing to do to unwind besides sleep? Obviously,
Sleep.
that's
Sleep. I am guilty of getting sucked into TV really bad. You're talking about murder shows and all that earlier. I could turn that on and I'm good for like a few hours.
Yeah.
Are they like murder documentaries or are they thrillers? Like what type of murder stuff?
To fear thy neighbor, because why
Discovery
trust your
shows,
neighbors
like-
when you could fear them?
Cool Steve Saul and stuff like that. Or
I'm
this time of year, I'm a big NFL fan, so I watch football. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you guys in
same.
any fantasy football?
Okay, we
I'm
have
doing
one.
horrible.
We're very,
Horrible.
very.
We're in
I feel
last
bad
place
for our
behind each
fantasy
other.
league because we're very like, go team. Let me know if I won. Because life is like,
Yeah.
it is so busy and we try to keep up. So speaking of the Bills, Josh Allen is my quarterback. And he like, so we do a lot of sports stuff and, you know,
And we go to hockey games when we can.
yeah,
Nice.
but like to unwind, like I think it's literally take naps, hang out with the kids, and clean.
I know.
That's like how I have to stay decluttered and I have to clean because it's like an emotional emotional thing for me too. I'm like, okay, if the house is clean, then I can relax.
And it always
And then I
feels
can be ready for stream.
so much nicer. I know in our situation, after we've been streaming for like 10 hours, if I go out of this room and it's a disaster, I'm just like, it's so not fun. And then it's like, oh, if it's
Yeah.
clean, it's like a whole nother world out there. It's like, okay, I don't mind being out here.
I love when I leave the room
Yeah.
and I just get slapped in the face with cold.
Yeah,
Like it gets like so hot.
it
here.
does get pretty hot. Okay.
Love that feeling though.
So
Same.
top murder show. What's your favorite? Because we do. There's something about serial killers and that
It's
stuff
so
that's
interesting.
so interesting because they're not normal people. So like trying to figure out how their brain works, I think that's like the most interesting part.
No, for
But do you have like a
Like
top three?
For me, my favorite ones right now are there's one called Webalize. It's like set in modern times, so it's like how they track people through text messages and social media,
Yeah.
like what happened.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, it's like meeting people online and all the things that could possibly and will go wrong.
I don't know if you watched this. That was a Disney show, Once Upon a Time, but there's this show called Femme Fatale or whatever. But it feels like it's narrated by like a Disney narrator the whole
Oh.
time about like
That sounds really
crazy
cool.
women. And
Yeah.
then lastly is one Fear Thy Neighbor, but it's like there'll be episodes about like two old people that were beefing about their lawn for like 3 years. He's like, I'm done. I got a screwdriver and went and handled it.
Oh my god. It's just
Yeah, I
one,
don't watch
It's
those.
takes
crazy.
one thing to put someone off edge, doesn't it?
Because for a period of time, I went to school
Yeah.
for criminal justice when I was 19 because I just needed to
Oh,
pick
nice.
something and go to school. I was never going to be a cop. Let's be real here. But one of the things we were talking about, and there was a guy who murdered his wife, and he went to his neighbor. He's like, "Can I borrow some gasoline?" He's like, "Yeah, what are you using it for?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go light my wife on fire." And the guy was like, haha, and gave him gasoline. And that's what he went and did. So we were talking about in class, like, should this guy be
Oh,
charged?
That's awful.
And the guy couldn't be charged because, like,
The one that gave him the gasoline?
yeah, because he.
Oh, well, yeah. I
But
mean,
in court, they had to explain that it was sarcasm, and he thought it was a joke. But the guy had to go to court for like an accessory to
Jesus.
murder, and he's like, "I'm married too. I thought he was
joking."
kidding."
Marriage be like that, I guess. Yeah, I can't watch those shows. I feel like when I was in high school and pre-kids, I probably could. But like after kids, there's just like this deep fear that like is always a constant with inside of you, like as a parent, and I think especially as a mom, that like any and every scenario is going to happen.
Mhm.
And it's like so I can't watch those shows because I'm already freaked out by everything and everyone ever in general. So I'm like, I don't need to like make it worse. I don't need to be like, hi Greg the neighbor, and then think, oh my god, is Greg gonna murder my kids later? Did I look at him weird? No, I can't, I won't. I'm
No,
just
yeah,
like,
that's hard.
Greg.
I feel like
Like
since
Greg,
I've started
please.
watching them the past couple years, I've noticed myself like picking up things that people like that do, and I'm like walking through Walmart and I'll see like someone go down the same aisle as me like 3 times, and I'm like, this person's gonna follow me to my car. Like that's what I think
Yes!
now.
See,
And I'm
it's
like,
me, like serial killers are charming, so whenever someone's nice, I'm like, why the fuck is this person nice right now? What is-
Yeah.
It's
And
like
I'm
there are
so
just nice
little, like-
people out there. Like you don't gotta instantly be like, he's a killer, but you never know.
Yeah.
Don't.
You never know.
You never know.
I just don't need that extra anxiety. So I like to watch Hell's Kitchen.
Ooh,
'cause
I love
Gordon
cooking
Ramsay's
shows.
just the best.
Cooking
Yeah.
shows are nice. I
I
haven't
love
watched a
Gordon
good one in a while.
Ramsay and hate him at the same time, but man, his shows
Yeah.
are interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I love Hell's Kitchen, and then I watch a lot of like sitcoms, like The Office and Parks and Rec and Superstore
Yes.
and like funny stuff because I like to laugh versus being afraid. So I'll stick with like the lighthearted stuff, and then Naldo can take that realm of it.
Awesome. Hey,
I'm
opposites
good.
attract, right? We all like different
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Totally. That's
Oh.
why sometimes he'll be like, "Come watch this Web of Lies." I was like, "No."
No.
And then he'll have to be like, "Nobody gets murdered." I'm like, "I'm interested now."
The other one
Did
is like, who
everybody
the fuck did I
survive?
marry show. It's like, Jesus.
I
Like,
know, right?
They
That's so
can fake it for
scary.
that long? I thought it was 2 years. I thought people could only be fake for 2 years.
Nope.
No. So many years.
Oh, this was so
That
much fun
is
though,
insane.
guys. We try to keep it like not too long, but not too short. So we're a little over an hour. So I think that's a good time.
Yeah, guys. Thanks
This
you
is so
guys
much
so much
fun.
for taking time out. I know you guys are so busy, and we really appreciate it. And we had a blast. We hope in the future we'll have you guys back sometime.
Yeah.
But
Don't
your
be
guys'
afraid.
channel
Thanks
is
for having us.
awesome. We love watching it. We love dipping in when we can. I love watching your TikToks.
You.
They're
And
the best.
you guys should bring back the hot dogs videos. Just start whipping hot dogs
Oh
at
my
each
God.
other again.
I like. We need to do that. Yes.
Yes, hot dogs into
Bring back
your
the hot dog
mouth
wars.
this time.
But
No, we
everybody
were
else,
super excited, especially oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was
He's
gonna
bad
say,
at
especially
interrupting people.
after.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? I do it all. I
Thanks
do
a
it
lot, man.
all the time, all the time. It is like second nature. I was gonna say we were super excited because we watched you guys with the Alfies with Krista and Alex, and we're like, oh, we can't wait for like us to get on there, and we love you guys so much. So
Aw,
it was,
thank
it's
you.
an honor for you guys to ask us and take time out of your day to do this with us.
Mhm.
So
Of course.
thank you guys. both of
Hopefully,
you,
I
for
would love
doing this.
to-
It's
Thank you
so
so much.
cool.
I would love to down the road figure out a way for like a bunch of couples like play a game or something. Like I
Like
think that would be so
newlyweds
fun.
or
Like,
something.
a bunch of us to get together.
Yes, newlyweds.
Yeah.
That's what I
That'd
was
be so
trying to
fun.
think
Ooh,
to
that's
incorporate
cool.
within this, but I was like trying to find something that we could put on the stream, and I was like, always knew you
Everybody
had a
gets
whiteboard,
whiteboards?
but I'm like, I don't want to ask people to like get paper and stuff or a whiteboard, so I was like, we'll
It's
wait.
$3.
I know.
We'll definitely
I
do
mean, we
that.
could
Max
always
nipples
just
for all
buy it for
guys.
them and send it to them. Be like, hey,
Right?
here's your whiteboard.
Or
That
we can
was-
just Venmo them, babe.
that would
We're
be
not
so
gonna
fun.
ship them a
Hey, I
whiteboard
wanna
and some
send
paper.
someone a gift.
Yeah. Like pen pals.
Yeah.
But
No one
everybody-
writes letters no more.
and everybody else who came in and watched and chatted, thank you guys so much. I'm sorry it's hard that we weren't chatting back. We're trying to figure that out, but you guys
It's
are
better
all
than
awesome.
sound alerts going off when we're in the middle of like a conversation and stuff. But but we are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up a raid. There's another couple that we've been watching for a while. Their name is Couplecade. They used to.
Oh,
We love
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carla
Awesome.
and
And Fred.
Frey.
Yeah,
They're
I-
amazing.
I know. I feel like they had a little bit of a hiatus, but I've seen them come back a lot more recently. So I figure it'd be cool. Haven't seen them in a while,
Yes.
so we're gonna start a raid with
They're
them.
great.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys again. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you
sure
guys.
we'll
Thanks
talk
for
to you
having
guys
us.
soon.
It was really nice to talk to you
Thank
guys in
you
person.
all of your community
Yeah.
that's been here. It's been great meeting you guys and talking to you, and we've had so much fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thank you guys.
So let me.
Thank you.
start
Thanks,
the raid.
NYP fam.
Yeah.
coming
thank
in.
you.
Don't forget
Okay.
to follow everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, got the raid started. But yeah, be sure to show them some love. Do your emotes. Give them some follows if you aren't already. But yeah, we'll be back on stream tomorrow. Are you guys streaming tonight or back on tomorrow?
No, we'll be
be on
on.
tonight.
Yeah, at
Okay,
our
cool.
normal times.
Well,
Yeah.
everyone watch them
thank
too.
you, guys.
So we'll see y'all soon.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye,
guys.
Okay, I think it worked. The raid. I never know if it works.
It went through.
Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
Yay!
I feel like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Guys, thanks again so much. This was so much fun.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys so freaking much.
I'm
Yeah,
a tinkerer, so I could nerd out for hours and hours about this couple setup and everything.
No,
So
yeah,
if you guys
I
ever
love
need
it.
help or want to
Yeah,
nerd
we
out about it,
appreciate
let me
that
know.
because we
Yeah.
definitely do sometimes.
And that was the one thing I feel like we still struggle sometimes. It's like we'll have an issue, and it's like
How do we
if I
fix
try
it?
to
Like, how do
Google
we even
it, it's
Google
like
this?
there's no videos or anything to help with duo stuff.
How
I
did
feel like,
you
so.
find? Because we had the same issue with the road that one time you did. How did you know it was like a software? Like, is there? Did they put out tweets or something like that? How'd you figure out it was like an update?
On the road on the Caster 2.
Yeah, we're on the Duo. It's the same thing, just smaller.
Yeah,
We should probably check.
What I
the
noticed
thing.
is because on the physical unit, the sliders are like just a volume for you, but the meters are actually what's like going out. What I noticed after the update is it jacked my Windows audio up. It like maxed out the microphone, so no matter what I did, it was just blaring. So I was like, "What the heck is going on?" Then I started going backwards with it,